Welcome back to Scoreboard, a product of Core Vision TV. I'm Goss, the host, always giving you the most, and I'm here with my counterparts,
Radio Rich,
Kid Lee Dupree,
and we're gonna get right into it. So, Houston Rockets playoff breakdown. Everybody seems a little depressed.
We got to talk about the Rockets, man.
We got to talk about the Rockets. We have to first. I know well, you want to lead off with a loss, but Houston Rockets not in the playoffs anymore. Whose fault is it, and why? Lee.
Number one, James Harden. Why? He's our franchise player. We can also give it to the role players as well, the Houston Rockets team, the coach, all that, but our franchise player gave it away for the whole city.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Right.
It boils down to effort, man. You can't be a superstar on your team and put up 11 shots in a closing game 6 at home. You know what I'm saying, in front of the hometown crowd. Kobe wouldn't have done it.
No.
Russell Westbrook wouldn't have let it happen. And I'm not upset with your point totals.
Right.
I'm upset with the effort that was put into the game, you know, as a whole. So with you taking 11 shots, either you didn't care about the game or like your mind wasn't there. I don't know. Like everybody's trying to frame the club as part of the reason because he parties too much. But I don't even see that as a problem because he partied all season.
Right, he did.
And he came with it all season. But something about these closing game sixes for James Harden, man, is tough for him. Set the record for turnovers last year, then this year you come and flop, people thinking that you threw the game. So, James Harden, I'm a little bit upset with you, man. I'm not going to lie.
I think everybody, like 4 million people are upset with James Harden.
City and some.
So, Rich thinks is the MVP candidate, James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you put on his cast around him? The two candidates for Sixth Man of the Year are Lou Will and Eric Gordon. So, they're not regular bench players. Do you put more on them, or is it just solely James Harden, you got to show up and everybody else follows?
Who gets paid higher?
That's right.
You know, he's the leader is James Harden, man. I mean, we can point to the role players, but they ain't getting paid, like, you know, for the big money. Right. So with James Harden, they're going to look at him. And we're going to look at him as well. Yes, they was not making their shots, but James Harden had to come with it.
And I believe the role players were aggressive in that game. You know, and you always look to your leader for motivation and for that drive to keep going. And if James Harden's lacking, putting up 11 shots, playing lackadaisical defense up and down the court as if it's nothing, it trickles down into the rest of the team. So it's kind of hard for your role players to get going when your superstar's not going. But I mean, credit to everybody. Everybody's an NBA star. You know, anybody could have stepped up like Kelly Olynyk did for the Boston Celtics and closed out that series with the Washington Wizards. So I mean, anybody can step up at any point in time. But I believe with a system that we have, you should live by the three, die by the three. If your 3-point shot's not falling, you got one person that can take the ball off the dribble and create a double team or something like that. Right. It's only James Harden. And if he's not getting his money, the Rockets it's not looking good for him, man. Right. So we need a piece added to our team.
You need a piece added. That's my thing. My opinion is that you need 3. You need a solid 3. If Melo would have came the time he was supposed to come, then it'd be a whole different conversation. But I think, in my opinion, that you need 3. You need a guy to get you 30, a guy to get you 25, a guy to get you 12 to 15, and then you have your six man, Lou Will or Eric Gordon off the bench. Then that's a dangerous team.
Yeah, man.
So they do need an extra piece. Got some free agents coming up, so we'll see what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But
big man also, man. LaMarcus Aldridge killed us down low in that San Antonio. In that San Antonio series, we got killed, man.
And then Nene got hurt.
So like I say, it's gonna be a little revamping to the Houston Rockets team. I don't expect it to come back looking the same.
Hopefully not.
Although a lot of the pieces will still be there, some people will be gone.
Hopefully not. But there is still playoff basketball being played. 4 teams left. Cavs, Warriors, Spurs.
Get the brooms out.
It's gonna be just pandemonium. Warriors has their mindset for the finals. The Cavs have their mindset for the finals. It looks like it's gonna be a dead end collision, just
Collision course.
It's gonna be
get the brooms out.
Get the brooms out.
Get the brooms out, guys. Man, unfortunately, injury has struck in both of these teams that could possibly compete with these guys. I definitely didn't want to see the Cavs or the Warriors going into the finals undefeated. But you know,
another record.
You know, give it to both of them. One's playing great defense. I've never seen the Cavs play defense like this in a long time, man. And everybody's kind of bought into their system. And then you got the Golden State Warriors, who's everybody's fan favorite to win the championship again. But I actually thought the Spurs were going to give the Warriors a little bit more run for their money, but it's kind of hard when your best player goes down and then arguably your second, Tony Parker, goes down the last series prior to that. So like I say, man, the brooms are out.
Brooms are out.
And I'm looking at the finals ahead, man, and it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a trilogy.
Trilogy.
Haven't seen one in the basketball era that for a long time, and this is gonna be a good one, especially with LeBron James playing at this level, shooting with the left, passing. Like with
the way he's disrespecting these guys, putting his back towards them, do a little dance and then bring it all the way back out. And I'm gonna go ahead and drive to the basket. You know, it's just a little bit too easy for the man right now. And then, it's 14 seasons, man.
Yeah, 14. 7 straight finals. He's headed towards this collision course with the Warriors and the Cavs once again. So the finals, just real quick, who you got in the finals and how many games?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna go off of this, not off of I'm gonna go off of what I believe is gonna happen, not what I actually is gonna happen.
Okay.
I think the Cavs will win in 5.
Oh, 5.
I'm going in 5. Man. I believe the defense is gonna shut them down. And when this happens, we're gonna come back on the show and we'll talk about it again a little bit later. But yeah, man, I'm not a fan of the Golden State Warriors at all. So I'm definitely doing this off of my feelings. I don't care about the stats. I have no respect for Kevin Durant. I have no respect for that,
33
that organization.
Right.
It upsets me, man, what's going on in the NBA right now. With competition not being widespread and you kind of knowing who's going to end up in the finals. So, to be honest with you, I don't care, man. I really want to play basketball. But if I had to say, I'm going to go with Cavs in 5.
5. So you only giving the Warriors
5.
I'm going to give them 1 game.
1?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
Warriors in 1 game.
Lee, Lee. Who, how many? And
come on, that's disrespect to a lot of Warriors fans, even some Warriors players with that type of prediction.
It
doesn't matter, and that's fine. That's fine. It's disrespect, and we're gonna prove you wrong. It's gonna go all the way. It's gonna be a good show. This trilogy is gonna be something to see. It's gonna be Warriors in 7.
Warriors in 7.
Why I say 7 instead of 6? Because James is gonna play his heart out. It's going to be Kyrie. Those fourth quarters are going to be real tough just to close out for the Warriors. But at the end, most definitely, Steph Curry.
Warriors in 7?
Game.
I'm going to have to go with my man Lee with the pick. Warriors in 7. Very disrespectful from Rich to give him 5 against the Cavs.
Just ready for the playoffs.
Disrespectful.
Wrap it up.
But 5? That's too disrespectful for a team that
games
good.
At least.
Team that good, 7 games.
5.
Draymond's going to MVP and he's going to lock down LeBron. How about that?
Stop it.
That's what's going to happen.
That's
you don't believe
right
I definitely believe it. I ain't going to lie to you.
Prediction.
So, before all the finals and we get to that, we're going to step away, pay some bills real quick, and we'll be right back.
Hey, what up, man? This your boy Zero, and right now you rocking with Core Vision TV already.
Keeping it on the topic of NBA basketball, we're going to talk about somebody who hasn't even played in the NBA yet. Lonzo Ball, the hottest name, the hottest ticket in this year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
So arguably, he is. But we're gonna say arguably just for the sake of conversation.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball. So his dad is really capturing more headlines than him, and he's not even playing.
How can that be?
So how can that happen?
Stirring up controversy, man.
Right. So that brings me to my question: can a parent stop their child from being a successful pro by being too much involved?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not in those type of realms of discussion, like whenever they're going in doing business.
Right.
So I don't know how those conversations go. I don't know how much pull Lavar has on his son's career,
right,
based off of like whenever you go in and have to sit down, because during like the combines and stuff, you go in and you have face to faces with these coaches and these exes. And I'm not sure if he's in there when that's happening or not. But if he is,
I'm sure alive as a parent.
If he is, and if he's on the management team of Lonzo Ball,
he is.
It's a lot of scouts that's definitely trying to keep their distance from him just because of all the controversy that he brings to the team. You know what I mean? And his son's a hell of a player in the college game.
Yes.
But we don't know how that's going to translate to the to the NBA. So, I mean, one thing we can say is that we'll see.
We'll see. We shall see. Lee, what you think?
I mean, Radio Rich said it by how it's going to affect them in the combine and the draft. Let's just talk about how the parents is going to affect them in marketing wise. I mean, you see it in the headlines with his shoes. He's trying. That's his shoe, not his dad's shoe. If his dad want to get his own shoe, let him get his own shoe. Like, come on. So, yes, most definitely. I mean, let the son, let the athlete take control of his career, and let the parents just be the supporting factor. Let the parents be the cheerleader that they supposed to be on the sideline. And that's how it's supposed to be.
I honestly think it'd take like what LeBron did to his mom one day. Sit your ass down. You know, like Lonzo, because like if he goes into this combine, if he goes into these draft workouts, and he's proven he's gonna make noise in the NBA first season.
Right.
Eventually, your talent's gonna outweigh all that controversy anyway. Your dad will begin to be quiet because the big dollars will be able to come in. But I feel like if Lonzo just mans up and is like, hey, Dad, you know, I'm a man.
Right.
Let me handle this. You know what I'm saying? And let me do this the best way I know how. And if I have any questions, then I'll come to you. But, you know, you speaking for me is kind of diminishing me as a man.
Well, I like that you mentioned that because that brings me to my point of, you know, I heard LeVar do an interview and he said, to his child's point, you know, if he thought I was too involved, then I tell him to speak up, and he would let me know. He said that when I was at the UCLA games, he said I just sit there and watch the game. He said I wasn't the parent that was screaming at refs and cussing out coaches and cussing out refs. I just go to the game and just watch.
Understand?
So I don't know if
Lonzo
that's
is
true.
kind of passive.
Yeah, he is passive.
He doesn't look like the type that's going to be all in your face and demand what he wants. So if that is the case, and Lonzo is too passive to speak up to get what he deserves, then I agree all in for what LeVar is doing for his son's career.
So if the son doesn't think it's a problem, and he thinks it's okay, Dad, you know, saying what he has to say, he's gonna go play ball, then who are we to say that it's a problem?
That's the truth. Okay.
But what is a problem? There's always a problem.
What's the problem?
Ain't nothing perfect. This shoe.
Is it a problem?
This dang shoe.
It is a very, very much so problem.
Okay.
A $500 shoe? $400 shoe?
$400 and something. You can say $500.
We gonna round it up.
That's how we parents say $500.
Right, we in Texas.
$500 for a shoe?
For a shoe.
Boy, I got rent to pay.
That is definitely rent, car note, grocery bill, depending on how many people you have in your house. So why
a semester tuition?
Right.
But is it because we don't have the funds to purchase that shoe and be okay, or is it because the dollar price on that shoe is too much?
It's just too much.
But if it was Gucci, it'd be a different story.
Well, Gucci has.
I can't relate to Gucci.
Gucci has made their point. I mean, we talking about a draft prospect, you know?
Right.
I agree, but I feel like it goes back to supporting, you know, our own, and you know what I mean, and. If I had the money and I wouldn't hurt for it, I would support them because when I think about it, I think about you have Nike, Under Armour, Adidas. What they have as an advantage over the big baller brand is larger distribution. So the price of their shoes is of course going to be a lot lower because they have major distribution.
Right.
Lonzo and his dad, they don't have that outreach or that distribution to be able to place their shoes where it needs to be placed. Yeah. So if you're in a position to support a black business, you go buy that Ferragamo belt, you go buy the Gucci shoe, you go buy anything else that's materialistic, but it's not in tune with us. You know what I mean?
So it's not name brand. It doesn't have a check on the side of 3 stripes.
Exactly. Nothing holding it up, giving it leverage. But if I had the money, like Slim Thug said, Slim Thug just went on and just bought the shoe just because he just wanted to support. You know.
I will not take out this shoe. I will not buy this shoe.
No shoe.
I will not buy this shoe. I'm just saying.
What you gonna spend the money on?
I'm spending on some groceries. That's what I'm spending on, some groceries.
Some gas, some groceries, all that. But the interesting takes. The Balls are doing a lot before the draft, before he steps foot on the court, wears a uniform. But hopefully, his talent, like you said, speaks for himself. He pans out.
I hope so, man.
Whoever gets a good player for years to come. To make this shift from the hardwood to the gridiron, it's time to talk Texans. Football is right around the corner. So what the Texans gonna do? We got Deshaun Watson, the quarterback from Clemson. He's our new quarterback. What do you think Deshaun Watson is going to do as a rookie coming to the league this year?
He's going to be a starter. If not the first game of the season, once it's going to be the game 4. I say game 4.
That's early.
That's a prediction.
That is early.
Game 4, Deshaun Watson going to come off that bench and start throwing touchdowns.
I'm going to act like every other Houston fan. We're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
That's it.
You know, I'm kind of interested to see what Coach would do with Deshaun Watson. Are you going to throw him out there with a offensive line that's not together yet? Or are you going to, kind of throw Savage in there and let Savage
get beat up?
and then you in place Deshaun Watson. But I would definitely hold off. I don't want him to get hurt. I would definitely hold off, make sure the offensive line is able to do what they need to be doing, and then if Savage is in there losing games, then you put him in. But if Savage is winning, it's kind of want to treat it like the Dallas situation. They let Tony Romo ride it out until he got hurt, and then they inserted Dak. But I'm sure Dak was getting a lot of reps during practice.
I mean, how many games are you willing to lose with Savage if you start him first.
4 games.
But if you go 0-4 or 1-3, that's a hole in the NFL. It's hard to make the playoffs when you start 0-4 or 1-3.
Yeah, and it depends on how the games are lost or how the games are going. You know what I mean? Like if it's a Brock Osweiler situation to where you're throwing the first Brian Hoyer, first snap of your season with the Texans, you throw a pick 6.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it's something like that, then of course go ahead and get them up out of there. But if it's coming down to like last play, last drive, defense fault, something like that, you know. You never know.
Hey, just roll with him.
You might just have to roll with him.
Keep Deshaun on the shelf as long as you can.
And just keep him polished, man.
Keep him polished.
You know he's already he's a given star.
Run the scout team.
He's a given star.
When you're ready, get in. So besides Deshaun, which is our main priority, being our number 1 draft pick for the Texans, who else do you think, as far as draft picks are concerned, that can contribute this year or soon for the Texans?
Yeah, with our 2nd-round draft pick, we drafted a Vanderbilt linebacker that is ready to start. We have
ACC in tackles.
And that's huge.
Definitely. But I just like to get straight into the running back. Freeman. Oh, yeah, hook 'em horns. Best believe it. He's finna get those rushing yards alongside with Lamar Miller. I mean, that's how it looks. Alfred Blue, let's compete.
Yeah.
It's all about competition.
Right.
So let's get those rushing yards so it can be less pressure on the quarterback. And let's go into the playoffs.
And less pressure on Miller as well, because you remember that at the end of the season he was kind of beat up because of how many attempts he had to take. You know what I mean? And then we didn't have a quarterback, so we kind of relied heavily on that running back position. So, like Lee said, I definitely think that was one of the better picks in the draft, along with that linebacker, because it's going to add some stiffness to our defense.
Right, and it's good to have a stable at the running back position. Running back is the shortest career span in the league, so having 3 is not bad because they all can do different things. Your third down back. Got from UT, can give you a third down, your short yardage, goal line.
Short yardage.
Blue, Lamar can give you the swing routes, you know, the quick stuff, and Blue can mix it up, maybe do both. So it's not bad, right? Catch out the backfield, block. So it's not bad to have a stable and everybody gets their playing time and just contribute the best way that they can.
That's true.
You know, so sounds good. Anything else, Texans? What else?
Yeah, my only big thing that I want to bring out about the Texans, man, is we're having a hard time keeping our secondary, the best player in secondary. It seems like every year we lose the best player in our secondary. With AJ Boye departing this year. I mean, this past season, and then we lost CJ Harris, who over the last 5 years has held the wide receivers to the least amount of yards off the line of scrimmage. So I feel like if the Texans can figure a way to keep these secondary men, cornerbacks, safeties in-house and keep them there, we'll begin to flourish. Although we have the number 1 defense, when we play a passing team, it kind of gets bad for us.
Yeah, it gets
a little bad.
Yeah, it gets pretty.
Everybody relies on Jonathan Joseph, and you know he's kind of on his backsliding.
So what is it going to take to keep those players from leaving? Because here's my beef. My beef with Houston sports teams is the owners, the people cutting the checks. Why won't you spend the money to get the free agent or spend the money to keep your key player here?
Need to cut the check. Stop being cheap. Franchise players along with J.J. Watt and do something. J.J. Watt is here, and we struck gold with him in the draft.
Right.
So now we need to bring someone with free agency, not in the draft and hoping that we strike gold there. We need to do something in free agency. We signed a lineman in free agency. That was great. That just added depth. But we need to sign some franchise players in free agency.
And then Clowney's coming around.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Watt didn't play last year, and Clowney kind of showed up. So
definitely
getting them on the same page, coming off the edge, that's trouble.
You get your rookie back last year, Kevin Johnson, that plays cornerback. So I mean, it's the upside. I believe the Texans will win the AFC South. You know, Tennessee's gotten a lot better. Indianapolis Colts are obviously still good, but I think Houston are favored to win based off of their defense. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be good, man. I can't wait.
Give me a record prediction for the Texans this year. We want free slushes again from Sonic, so hopefully we get some wins. So
I see us win 11 games.
11 games?
I see us win 11 games.
Well, that's a playoff spot.
That's a playoff spot, definitely.
Ooh.
And maybe good enough to win the AFC South because you know we have the worst division in the NFL.
That'd be good enough.
That'd be good enough.
I don't think the Colts or the Jaguars are going to get 11 games, or it's just I think we're going to get about, I'd say 10 games. 10 games and get to the playoffs
10
and push.
But 10-6 is like almost like a wild card spot depending on what's going on around you. So 11 is a little bit more safe.
Quarterback position. Right. So that's why I kind of say 10 games because we still got to fix that quarterback position. But once we solidify that, and it will be solidified, our defense will be ready. and we'll, like I said, go deep in the playoffs.
So who? Savage leading you to 11 games?
No, sir.
No.
He'll be pulled. You know, he'll be pulled. But I mean, you got Deshaun Watson. So.
Deshaun gonna lead the Texans to the promised land. Hopefully,
and win more games than Tony Romo.
And win more. Well, everybody's gonna win more games than Tony Romo this year because
he's on this end.
He doing what we doing.
He's on this end of the table.
He's doing what we doing. But yes, Texans, 11 games, 10 games, key free agents, very, very key draft picks. Deshaun Watson, the main focus. Hopefully, it can all put together, have a winning season. Houston Texans, and we'll be right back.
Yo, what's up? This your man, Willie Taylor. Right now, you're watching COREvision TV. Stay tuned.
The Warriors have their big three. The Cavs have their big three. We got our big three. We're here for the shoot around and talk all things sports. No look to leave. Let's go.
Gordon Hayward, Paul George, snubbed from the All-NBA list. Now they cannot get their max contracts. Why are the media involved in these NBA players' contracts? We have a problem with that.
Oh, no look to Rich. Let's go.
Hey, man, Ice Cube is coming with his Big Three Basketball Association this summer with players and coaches ranging from Allen Iverson, Gary Payton, Jason Williams. Man, they actually had an actual draft and everything. I'm so concerned with some of the players, and I'm eager to see if some of them still got what it takes to compete. And I know Allen Iverson, the GOAT, finna get buckets.
Time for me to finish. So, 2014, Baylor standout Isaiah Austin was diagnosed with a career-ending injury, but not as career-ending as we thought. He is currently overseas playing in Serbia getting buckets. Now, if he can continue to be healthy and keep his game up, he'll make a very, very interesting 7-1 prospect coming back to the States in the NBA. So, for COREvision TV, got our big three, everything sports. Follow us on all social media platforms, COREvision TV for the scoreboard. We out.